Hi everyone, welcome back to This Ability Podcast. I'm your host, Mary Baudoin, and today's episode is a real special one. I'm so honored to introduce you to a remarkable young woman named Mary Frances Avera and the incredible family that surrounds her with love, strength, and advocacy. Before we dive into our conversation, I want to take a few minutes to give you some background on Mary Frances's diagnosis, because chances are you've probably never heard of it, and that's exactly why this story is so important. Mary Frances was diagnosed with a rare genetic condition called ZMIZ1 syndrome. It's a mouthful. Sometimes it's also referred to as ZMIZ1, one-related neurodevelopmental disorder, or by the even longer name, neurodevelopmental disorder with dysmorphic faces and distal skeletal anomalies. But no matter what you call it, this is a rare condition, so rare that there's only a handful of known cases around the world. ZMIZ1 syndrome is caused by a mutation in the ZMIZ1 gene, which plays a crucial role in the early brain development and gene regulation. When that gene doesn't function the way it's supposed to, it can lead to a wide range of developmental and physical challenges. For many children, like Mary Frances, those challenges include delays in speech and motor skills, intellectual disabilities, and distinct facial and skeletal features, especially affecting the hands and feet. Growth and feeding issues are also common, and some children require feeding tubes and other interventions to help them thrive. Other associated concerns may include muscle tone differences, vision and hearing issues, heart defects, and sometimes microcephaly, which means a smaller head size due to slower brain growth. One of the most interesting things that researchers are learning is that ZMIZ1 syndrome may be linked to autism spectrum disorder, ASD. The Simmons Foundation Autism Research Initiative has classified ZMIZ1 as a strong candidate gene for what's being called syndromic autism. That means children with the ZMIZ1 syndrome may also show traits that overlap with ASD, especially in how the brain develops and communicates. But here's what I want everyone listening to remember. A diagnosis may help explain certain medical or developmental differences, but it never defines a person. Mary Frances is so much more than a diagnosis. She is vibrant, expressive, curious, and full of life. Her journey is one of resilience, of breaking through expectations, and being embraced by a family that is determined to give her every opportunity to grow and shine. And like so many families navigating rare conditions, the Avera family has become instant researchers, advocates, and experts, because when there's so little information out there, you often end up being the one teaching doctors instead of it being the other way around. There's still a lot to learn about ZMIZ1 syndrome. Researchers are studying it using animal models and genetic pathways to better understand how the brain develops and what treatments might help. But in the meantime, stories like Mary Frances are changing the game by bringing awareness, building community, and reminding us that every child deserves to be seen, supported, and celebrated. So with that in mind, let's jump into today's episode. You're about to hear a conversation that is honest, hopeful, and deeply moving. That is the story of Mary Frances Avera. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for this episode of This Ability Podcast. I'm your host, Mary Baudoin, and joining us today is Mary Frances Avera. Mary, glad that you could be here. So tell our audience a little bit about yourself.
My name is Mary Frances Avera. I'm actually from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, right now in Baton Rouge. Just got a job today in Baton Rouge Pet Plaza. It really is.
What are you going to be doing there?
Cleaning, taking dogs out, feeding them, doing daycare. So my hobbies are taking long walks with my dog or new puppy, playing with her, seeing friends, taking golf cart rides around my neighborhood or around my house, hanging out with family.
Now, you're going to be working at a place that you're going to be surrounded by dogs. I'm presuming you're a dog lover.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you always had animals your whole life?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. I actually, throughout my years, I had cats, dogs, rats, geckos, chickens. Had 3 chickens. Duck. Every Easter, we get ducks for Easter. It's our tradition. Turtle, fish. I mean, it was like baby turtle, flying pond. And things.
That sounds great. So let's go ahead and talk about the first thing I have on our list is health. What condition are you diagnosed with, and when did you find out about it?
So we found out I had ZMIZ1 called, it's related to neuron development disorder. It was a weird thing. I didn't really recognize it. I did not have Down syndrome. We thought we had it, but we never did. It was did not know, because all throughout my life was hearing impaired, vision loss, heart defect. I wear glasses every day. Difficult to learn, I figure out.
If someone is listening to this episode and they just found out that they have the same diagnosis as you, what would you want them to know?
To me, to tell y'all it is very rare disorder. I didn't know how long it took to find this out. I want them to know about my disability. It's very rare. I mean, nobody talks about it. The most that we talk about in disability is autism, Down syndrome, some other disability that we heard the most, but we don't really talk about other disabilities.
Let's talk about your faith. How important is faith to you in your life?
So yes, faith is very important in my life. Definitely in a big role. To Christian music every day. Every other day. I go to church every week, meaning up every Sunday. I listen to some prayer readings, like I go through readings. Also, I listen to podcasts. And then recently, about a year ago, I went to a conference in St. Louis, Missouri called Seek.
Okay.
And I actually love it. One of my favorite priests, who's actually from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, went there, and he's a great priest. His name is Father John Johnson. He did so many things in church. He does so much hearing. He's one of the best speakers ever.
You've been raised a Catholic?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you attend a Catholic school, if I'm not mistaken?
No. So actually, yes, when I was little, called St. Aloysius in Baton Rouge, kindergarten through 2nd grade there, and then I went through public school. But I actually, when I was in college, I attend Our Lake Wisdom, or they call it Raising Cajun Catholic, in Lafayette. And I love it. I go a lot of events. I go there, Connect Retreat, Encounter Retreat, different retreat. It's fun.
That's great. So when you went to Seek, you found out more information about your Christianity, ma'am. And did you get to meet some new people?
Yes,
Make
ma'am.
some new friendships?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, that's great.
I mean, I've met so many people there. Actually, one of the group in the Seek conference, or the Seek, they had one little section was for only Greek. So it's for like sorority, fraternity.
Okay.
And then I met so many people from Tri Sigma, and their culture and everything is so nice. So I can tell they're learning so much. I was pretty scared. I know, like, I'm not scared to meet people, but I'm also like scared to what I must say.
Yeah, I think on some level, many people are a little intimidated to approach somebody new, but 9 times out of 10, you find that you can just find something in common with that person, get to know them a little better, and never know, make a new friendship.
Yes, ma'am. About 2 years ago, I actually did my first confirmation, and it was actually a great thing I did. It was fun, it was exciting, and one of my favorite sayings of all is Mother Teresa.
Okay.
Yes. And a lot of people tell me that Mother Teresa come to Lafayette, but also also, one favorite part of I Hear is Mother Teresa came to Baton Rouge in the church called St. Agnes in Baton Rouge, and she sat there, and there's a little card, or not a little card, but a little something, and it said like, "Oh, I sit here."
Oh, like a plaque.
Yeah, a plaque. And every time I walk there, it makes me feel joyful.
That's great. Yeah, because she was there in that spot. Why is she your favorite saint?
Because she makes me laugh. I can see small things. I don't remember what the quote said, but I remember if I see it, and it's so beautiful.
That's great to have a favorite saint. Let's talk about your education. What teachers have you taken classes with that have made a positive influence on your life?
So I have two, but I'm actually going to do two. One of them is Dr. Kellen Judith and Dr. Donald Watson. One of the best teachers I ever had in the college. They taught me so many things.
Now that's at the university here in Lafayette?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What did they teach you? What do you remember?
So one of them taught me like different things, social skills, different things. I don't remember off my head, but one of them, Dr. Woozy, she taught one of our classes. It was freshman year or sophomore year. She taught me a computer class, like not a computer class, but something about a job and something so cool. And she just taught us so many things about writing or like emails and stuff.
Yeah, professionalism.
Yes, professional
in writing. That's great. That's great. That certainly comes in handy.
Yes.
And you also, when you were at UL, you were through the LIFE program, which stands for Learning is for Everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Last year, I recorded a podcast interview with Jade Viatar and Caroline Bilodeau from the University of Louisiana at Lafayette LIFE Learning is for Everyone program. Here are a few excerpts from that interview so you can hear what the program has to offer.
There are two aspects of the academic portion of the program. The students, they audit UL LIFE classes, which are classes within our program that are functional academics. Those are things like self-advocacy, social skills, career readiness. And the other aspect that involves academics is that the students audit UL courses. They are fully inclusive. They are with other UL students. They are paying to audit these classes. They are taking classes within their focus area, which ultimately lead to their career goals. And
we teach career classes, like Jade said. So those are in, every year a student is taking at least one career class within our program. And that's really to help hone in on those skills like emailing, workplace etiquette, how to communicate with coworkers versus bosses versus customers. We role play and we practice these things and make sure that they're ready to be in the workforce. Using that aspect of the program, we put them in internships. These are all student chosen. The internships are really based on what they want to do after graduation. Like traditional college students, they don't always know. They can start in one aspect and then move different things to try to test out other ideas that they have. So we're not choosing an internship for a student, and two, we're not making them stay in that internship. They want to try something else out. But students they start on campus. We have so many on-campus partnerships like the career closet, the academic departments, the library, our fitness centers. Anywhere on campus, students really have been welcomed and embedded as student workers.
What are some of their responsibilities as the student workers? What do they do?
So, for example, let's go with the post office. Our interns do exactly what a student worker would do, and so they will help put the packages into each mailbox, or, the mail, like sort that and put it in the mailboxes for students who have P.O. boxes. And then anybody that has a package, they'll bring the little package slip to the LIFE intern, and the LIFE intern will go and grab the package for them, come bring it back, and then they'll sort it in the book saying that they came and picked it up. At the fitness center, they'll check students in. They'll help give, if they need a basketball or a volleyball or a locker, they'll help check that equipment out and check it back. They'll clean the equipment in the workout room. They'll fold towels. Anything that a student worker is doing, our students are doing too.
So I have a few more questions about the internships. Are they just on campus, or they're also off campus too?
They're
right?
off campus too, especially if we have students that their goals are more driven and more focused, that we can't find something like that on campus. And so that, that's kind of like that next step, usually within their junior or senior year. year, they can move into that off-campus placement that's more focused in. So we've had students at places like Caroline's Cookies to work with customers, and I have students at Clayfish Bit, Our Lady of Lourdes, Carson Vet Clinic. Lafayette really has opened up their doors to our students being employed through our program, and it's been fantastic to see, especially like coming from Lafayette, how open everybody is. We'll do trainings with the employers and co-workers, just to kind of show like what they can be doing with our student interns, how to work with somebody with a disability, what are some different accommodations or supports that they probably already have in their businesses, just don't realize that they're natural supports, and help them identify those and then enhance those if they need for that specific student. Yeah, they've been wonderful.
How do you find that the student interaction is with the general population, with students that are enrolled in the UL LIFE program?
Fantastic. Being a mentor, being a student, honestly, I didn't know about the program when I was in undergrad until my junior year, so around 2018 when I joined as a mentor or applied to be a mentor. And just the acceptance, the openness, the desire for students to want to work with our students is incredible. I think we definitely have a very unique culture at UL, and I think that our students, our traditional college students and our life students really add to that. They have fully embraced our students.
That goes for the departments on campus as well. For instance, with residential, our former director usually always would give this story, but we were not planning to do residential for another year or two, but residential life came to us ready, try it out, let's see how it goes. This seems like, it would benefit our students, and it did, and it worked out perfect that first go round. So, they came to us ready to go. And then same goes for the academic departments on campus. Like, for instance, we had a student take a lot of criminal justice classes his whole time with the program. They came to us wanting to recognize him upon his graduation because he had done so well in their classes. Just really great that they came to us wanting to do more.
When they attend these events off campus, are they required to volunteer or just attend to have a good time, to check it out, to take pictures or share on Facebook?
A lot of times they are just attending. For example, we'll have students go to the art walk downtown or like Festival Acadien. They're just attending just as any other college student would, and they love it. They love Festival. We always say this past year Festival International was after our students went home, but right before finals. But I know that they would just love that because they love Festival Acadien. They love anything that's a part of Lafayette. They love to do the farmers market's another good one because that's a weekly thing. We recently partnered with our transportation department at UL, so that way they can provide transportation for our students to get to the farmers market on Saturday, and they love getting to see the Cajun band play and all the local merchants selling their stuff. They get to try the good food. It's different than their everyday on campus. We want to make sure that they feel connected with Lafayette, especially if they want to stay or if they live here already. College isn't forever.
What are some of the requirements? If someone's listening and they have a son or daughter that's in high school and they're looking at what their options could be for someone that they have a child with a disability, what are their options after high school? How would they go about applying if they're interested?
Yes, so the application process with our program is different than traditional students applying to UL. Potential student would apply directly with our program, and that is typically found on our website, which it's for the following year. We have a fairly low acceptance rate, and that's just because we are limited in numbers and the size of our program at the moment. So about a 25 to 40% acceptance rate. The program is very individualized, so that does ensure we are providing the resources that we can within the size program, our staff, the university. We do offer preview days every fall. We don't have those specific dates to plug right now, but they will be on our website very soon. But 2 dates in the fall where students can come, learn about the program, families can learn about the program. We are embedded in the traditional preview day atmosphere the university puts on.
Do they have to have a high school diploma or a GED?
No. Any completion of a high school program is sufficient.
With specific disabilities, do you have students that have maybe cerebral palsy or Down syndrome? Is there sort of a broad array of what their disabilities are?
One of our criteria is an intellectual disability. We don't ever want to hold somebody back from being able to earn a degree if they can.
Right.
Since our students audit, they are receiving a certificate of completion after they finish our program. So we don't want to hold anybody back from getting that degree if they can.
And so you've got the 2-year program and the 4-year program. So you try to guide the students as you're meeting with them to which program is better suited for them.
Yeah, so it's basically a student is accepted as a 2-year student with the potential to be invited to the 4-year. And that is just an extension of the program. Longer classes, more specific, career-driven.
Now, you guys also have a mentor program.
Yes. So our mentor, we wouldn't be here without our mentors. They are the ones that have opened so many doors. Our mentors are the ones that got our students into, sorority life and things like Soul Camp. But, they really have opened the doors. They're the ones embedded in the community, and they're the ones working with our students the most. And so they know what they're capable of, and they can help get them where they want to be. Our mentors are all traditional college students, either in undergraduate or graduate programs. We have majority undergraduate mentors, but we do welcome graduate students if they have the time.
Tell me a little bit about students who have participated in the program, like if you've gauged or kept up with any that have graduated from the program, any type of success stories that you can mention.
So we had a student in 2020 who graduated from our program. He's from the Baton Rouge area, so he moved to Lafayette. This was before we had our housing component, so he was living, independently before we had the dorms. His goal was to work in food management, so he took classes within the hospitality management department. He had an internship with the UL hospitality food management company that UL uses. He had an internship with them. So he was really successful in that internship, and then he was able to, post-graduation, secure a job with La Pizzeria in Lafayette because of the success he had in our program. Really great. And then we have a student who is still in the program. Her goal is to work with animals in some capacity. She really wanted to be a veterinary technician. She's taking classes within the biology department. There's animal science and nutrition classes, and she has an internship at Carson Veterinary Care to continue that learning and reach that goal for her. She works with the animals directly as well as the doctors. She kind of helps the animals in between their appointments and, getting them ready, keeping them entertained if they're there for a while. They have a splash pad outside, so she'll bring them outside to get to play and
Our independent living component has grown tremendously over the past few years. We have independent living classes where we're teaching students how to live independently and what that entails. We also have our students living in the dorms, and so they are able to take what they learn in those classes and applying them to their lives on a regular basis. We have about half of our students. I think this year we'll have 21 or 22 students living in the dorms. So over half. We also have a life skills lab in our building, which has been amazing for teaching our students independent living skills such as cooking sessions, have a fully equipped washer and dryer, dishwasher, sink, all the things you would have in your kitchen. So they are learning all the skills needed to live in with all those tools. Also have computers there for they can access those computers and use that for different business type skills, copying, making, printing out things, different tasks like that they would also be doing in the workplace. But so that skills lab has been really great for classes. They can take what they learn in the classes, apply them to the skills lab, and then applying them at home if they live at home or in the dorms if they live there. So it's been amazing. All of our information can all be found on our website, which is basically go to the UL website, louisiana.edu, search UL Life. First thing that comes up is our page. Our social media, we are on Facebook and Instagram, UL Life. And then anyone that's interested in learning more about the program, if the website doesn't have the answers, our email is on there to contact us. But also the preview days those dates will be listed fairly soon, hopefully for the fall. And we always encourage people who are interested to attend preview days.
And now back to our interview with Mary Frances.
So tell me what that program was like for you.
When I was there, I went there in 2019. I applied there. I came on campus. It was actually a new experience. It was a new culture. It was a lot of new things. I was actually pretty scared.
Were you? Okay.
I did not know what it looked like. And when I first came in there, I was pretty happy about it. One of my favorite things about Lafayette, or call it UL Life Program in Lafayette University, is their culture. their culture is Cajun French.
Yes.
And I love Cajun French.
The culture here, there's some great food.
Yes.
What's your favorite thing to eat, Lafayette?
Gumbo.
Yeah.
Crawfish, shrimp, gumbo.
Gumbo is my favorite, especially when it's nice and cold outside.
Yes.
Nothing like some good gumbo and rice in it.
Yes,
you
ma'am.
know. I know that as a student, the LIFE program, it changes people for the better. You get to meet a lot of new people and you get to learn a lot of great things. Would you recommend the LIFE program itself to other people?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I would recommend other students to attend this program because it has so many things to do and learn about the new culture,
Right.
The history of the university. Because there's so many things about the program, teach you so many things. Dance, or here's about this. You could go to a game. You could go to any kind of event. I was actually in a lot of events this year.
That's great.
Yes,
to get out there and do things
Yes, ma'am.
maybe that you wouldn't have done otherwise. Yeah. Whenever you were in the LIFE program, I'm sure they also had, I know they have internships or places that you
Yes,
can
ma'am.
work. Do you find that the skills that you learned at UL helped you to get the job that you gotten
ma'am.
today?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, it does because pretty much like learning from the college helps you to get into the world, learn to be independent, how to learn to do stuff independently, especially when you looking for a job, you do your own, like you look for your own, you go look online to go find a job, do your own interview and like be patient. And yes, it will take time to do all this stuff, but when you just keep positive, keep going, and you will get there.
That's awesome, Mary. Are there any fun facts about yourself that you would like our audience to know? And she says this and she's giggling, so I can't wait to hear her answer.
I actually had two fun facts.
Okay.
One is I actually have, when I was little, before or after I was born, I actually had 6 fingers. It was pretty cool.
On which hand?
Left hand.
Left hand.
So
Okay.
when about a couple of years later, I had surgery and now I have 5 hands.
Okay.
Or 5 fingers. So that's one of them. And then another one, I actually have 3 chickens. Get eggs from them.
So do you sell the eggs?
No, ma'am. No,
you just use them for cooking
Yes,
and
ma'am.
all that.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
What are the chickens' names?
I don't remember.
You just chicken 1, chicken 2.
chicken. But, and also, this past year, I have another fun fact.
Okay.
This past year, or this past couple months, I actually got a new puppy. Her name is Pearl.
Pearl?
And she's a golden doodle.
Oh, golden doodles are so beautiful.
I know. I hear so many things, and she's still learning, and I love just learning to potty train.
Yeah.
Don't jump on people.
Right.
Just don't bark when it's just, nothing out there. Cause she's learning so much.
Good. That's great. And you enjoy spending time with her.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And get to train her. It takes a lot of patience
Yes,
to
ma'am,
train
and
an animal.
Yes, ma'am. That's very true because, it's like I get mad at her. She's still learning.
And dogs are always happy to see their owner, right?
Yes,
She'll
ma'am.
never get mad at you.
No.
You might get mad at her,
Yeah.
but she'll never be mad at
No.
you. She's going to love you unconditionally.
Yeah.
Isn't that a good thing?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, Mary Frances, it has been a pleasure to interview you. Are there any topics that we did not talk about that you would like to talk about?
One thing is during college, just have fun. Just, life is too short to do craziness, but just life too short and then be happy about it.
It is. Life is very short, and that's a great
never
way
give
to
up.
close out the show.
That is my motto.
I love it. All right, everybody. Well, thank you for listening to this edition of This Ability Podcast. If you enjoy listening to our podcast, be sure to like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel for our video podcast for updates and new episode postings. Goodbye, everyone, and thank you for listening.
Before we close out today's episode, I'd like to take a few minutes to highlight something close to home here in Acadiana, a unique and empowering college experience that changes lives. The UL LIFE Program at the University of Louisiana at Lafayette. UL LIFE stands for Learning is for Everyone, and it truly lives up to that promise. This inclusive program is designed for students with intellectual disabilities and offers them a chance to learn, grow, and thrive on a college campus just like any other Ragin' Cajun. The program is divided into two pathways, a basic 2-year program and an advanced 4-year program. In the basic program, students focus on building core skills they'll need to live independently. Things like functional academics, communication, health and wellness, and career development. They also participate in social and leisure activities, helping them to get the full college experience in a supportive environment. For students who really find their stride and meet the criteria, an invitation may be extended to continue the advanced program. This next level digs even deeper into career readiness, independent living, and community engagement, giving students more responsibility and less support as they work toward a life of greater independence. One of the most exciting parts of the UL Life program is that students don't just take life-specific classes. They also audit university courses in areas tied to their interest or career goals. Maybe that's something like hospitality, art, child development, and computer technology. And to complement that training, students also participate in on-campus internships, building real-world job skills with the help of trained mentors. But UL Life isn't just about academics or employment. It's about belonging. Students attend campus and community events, volunteer, cheer at football games, and even live on campus with access to the UL Life Skills Lab. This lab includes a full kitchen, laundry area, and practice workstations where students can learn essential independent living skills in a hands-on way. At the end of their journey, whether they complete the 2-year or 4-year program, students receive a certificate of accomplishment from the College of Education and Human Development. That certificate reflects all they have achieved across academics, life skills, employment training, and full community integration. The UL Life program is a beautiful reminder that college isn't just about degrees, it's about opportunities. And UL is leading the way in creating those opportunities for every kind of learner. And speaking of young people making a big impact, I'd like to take a moment to spotlight our inspiring guest from episode 4 that you'll meet next week. 2 local teens from Acadiana who were nominated and were selected as the winner of our Teen Spirit Award episode. They are 2 bright young ladies who are not just dreaming of a better world, but actively helping to create one. First, we interviewed Aubrey David, passionate founder of Aubrey's Amazing Grace. Aubrey has raised thousands of dollars through bake sales and community fundraisers, supporting families facing everything from cancer diagnosis to housing instability. Inspired by her former teacher and her own family's experiences, she has turned her compassion into real-world change. Her dedication and leadership at such a young age are a true example of what it means to lead with heart. Then we heard from Chloe Saunier, who brings her advocacy to life in so many meaningful ways. As a volunteer, festival queen, and sister to siblings that have special needs, Chloe uses her platform to speak out about inclusion. She's been a powerful voice at autism meetings, helped promote sensory-friendly spaces at local festivals, and is always looking for ways to make the world a little more welcoming for everyone. She volunteered at the very special pageant where she was excited to help every participant feel celebrated and seen. Aubrey and Chloe were both honored with our Teen Spirit Award because they exemplify what it means to make a difference in your own backyard. They are not only the leaders of tomorrow, they are the leaders of today. Thanks so much for tuning in for this Ability Podcast. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, To stay connected, share today's episode from our YouTube channel with a friend and help us spread awareness and encouragement one story at a time. Until next time, take care and remember, every ability has a story.